Hello Internet, I am the Hero of Julios once again with another One Piece video. Once again, there is no chapter this week because Oda is on vacation, so I figured, given that the Japanese release of the One Piece card game is upon us, this would be a good time to talk about money-saving tips for getting into the card game when it does hit America. See, the Digimon card game is a game that I've been playing for well over a year now, and I have developed some tips, tricks, ways to get as many cards as possible without destroying my bank account. Now, granted, it's different for every single person, but for me, these seem like the best ways to save money but still be a viable competitive player or just a collector, depending on which of these tips you want to use. My first tip would be to find a card shop that is nearby you, or a local place that you like, or even an online store that has a great rewards program. Something that will give back the more you put into it. This is a great way to obtain free booster packs, or I guess free because you are spending money to save money. The one that I have gives me 5 points for every dollar I spend. At 5,000 points, I'm able to cash it in for $100 in store credit. So, yeah, that results in $1,000 getting me one free booster box, but it's one free booster box, which is really nice. Granted, I only use this perk maybe once, very rarely twice a year, but overall it is a great way to save a little extra money. On that note, buy booster boxes, not booster packs. I know that sounds counterintuitive given that 24 packs in a box is going to cost way more than just buying one pack. However, if you buy a contained box, we are talking one that is shrink wrapped, unopened, untouched, not just buying 24 booster packs together, but buying a single box, is going to save you in the long run, given that a box will typically contain maybe 6 to 8 super rares, 2 alternate arts, or an alternate art and a secret rare, and a box topper on most occasions. Granted, this is based on my knowledge of the Digimon card game, not the One Piece card game. See, the Digimon card game and the One Piece card game are both made by the same company, and everything I have seen has led me to believe that they are treating distribution the same way. Because of this, I would recommend buying a box because that will give you, in the long run, the most amount of rarer cards. But I know what you're probably wondering. Hero, what if I want to buy lots of packs? Or how many packs should I buy in order to obtain a full playset? What I've boiled it down to on a personal note is if you are just looking to play the game, you have no intention of collecting all the cards, you have no intention of being competitive, you just want to play the game with your friends, buy one box. One box, every booster pack, will give you enough cards to build a deck, to change up your strategy, and to interact with your friends. So, one box would be my recommendation to a casual player. If you are a collector like myself, you are looking to get one of every single card in the game, just one, 2 boxes. 2 boxes will grant you one of every common, one of every uncommon, one of every rare, probably one of every super rare, and if you're very lucky, one of each secret rare. Now, if there's more than one secret rare in the booster pack, for example, the Digimon card game had a booster pack where there were 3 secret rares, you're obviously not going to be promised a secret rare in every box. Those are going to be the hard ones to get your hands on. But if you manage to, say, get your hands on 2 super rares from both of your boxes, 2 of the same card, you could trade one away or sell it or whatever you need to do to get the other super rare that you might have missed. If you are looking to get full play sets of every common, uncommon, rare, super rare, and secret rare, well, you're going to be spending a lot of money, especially on the secret rares. But I have found that 3 or 4 boxes is enough to get you full play sets and enough cards to have trade fodder to get the rest of the cards that you're missing. My fourth tip when it comes to buying packs is sometimes you just have an itch to buy a booster pack. You just want to open it, pull out the card, see the shiny cardboard. It's addictive, it's fun, it's the little rush of the gamble. I understand. I buy packs now and then that I do not open on my YouTube channel just because, you're at a store, you see a booster pack, and you feel like opening it. If you are doing that, and your intention is to pull a great card, buy your cards in packs of 3. Like I said earlier, there are 6 to 8 super rares in a box, as well as 2 alternate arts. So, give or take, let's just make the healthy number 8. There are 8 really good cards in 24 packs in a box. If you buy 3 packs, preferably 3 packs that are right next to each other in the box, you have an increased odd of getting a super rare. So if you do have the urge to buy packs, I implore you, please buy 3 and you will have a higher chance of getting something nice. Obviously your results may vary, but that's what I have found works for me. The final in bulk purchase I would recommend if you are a competitive player is to buy 2 of every starter deck. If you are just a collector, I would only recommend buying 1 of each. The reason I say this is because it looks like the starter decks for the One Piece card game are going to be like the starter decks for the Digimon card game, where you do not always get a full playset of your cards in the starter decks, and these cards are, most of the time, exclusive to the starter deck they came from. The best example I have of this is when the Digimon card game first came out, we had a big explosion of people trying to buy, and there were not enough cards to meet demand. The result of this was this Greymon card from the first starter deck exploded in price. Now, thanks to reprints and how the meta has changed, the price of this card has come down in the aftermarket, but if you were someone starting out, this was a great card that was just beyond your grasp. So if you are buying into the card game early, like I am, I would recommend 2 of every starter deck because you do not know which cards from those starter decks are A, going to get reprinted, and B, are going to become very powerful cards in the metagame. This next tip is more geared towards the collectors in the audience. Premium Bandai is a great website for getting cool, exclusive little things for the card game. The Digimon card game, they sell things like mats, sleeves, but sometimes they sell alternate art cards. I am buying myself this Floral Fun mat that they had on sale on Premium Bandai a few months back. It's a cute little mat. My sister's probably going to be using it when she's in town to play the Digimon card game. If not, it's just something nice that I can use. But it also comes with these alternate art cards. If you're a collector, these are going to be rare things. If you are a person who just wants like 1 of each card for their effects, these make great trade fodder for cards you don't have. People who collect even harder than you do are going to want to trade you for these. And for you competitive players, cards like these might not have great effects, but they're still something collectors want, and you can trade for a viable card. On the note of Premium Bandai, as of the writing of this video, they are currently selling binders for the One Piece card game, so I would definitely recommend grabbing some of those as a place to store your cards. Our next 2 tips are going to be talking about the aftermarket. One of the best ways to save money is to gain money. So, if you have a card that you don't need, or a card that you don't want, or a card that you have copious amounts of, try selling it on the aftermarket. If you're a competitive player rather than a collector, this is the way better way to go. See, the aftermarket, websites like TCG Player, are great places to just straight up buy singles of cards from people like the collectors who have extras and are trying to get rid of them. If your goal is to play a red deck, you just want to play a red deck, you don't care about blue, you don't care about green, you don't care about purple, you only want to be a red player, the aftermarket is a much better choice for you, because the booster packs are going to have a mixed bag of colors. They're not really going to care. And the way the One Piece card game works is your deck has to match the color of your leader card. Now we know there's a Luffy card that comes in 2 colors, so in the future you may actually need those green cards. But for now, if your goal is to only play a red deck, then don't buy booster packs, buy the singles. They're going to be cheaper in the long run. For collectors, the aftermarket is a great place to buy 1 or 2 cards that just, for some reason, never came up in the booster packs you had. For me, it was a card called Leopardmon. Leopardmon just did not show up in any of the booster packs I bought. His price went down a whole bunch lately, so I managed to grab myself a copy for my binder. it's not a great card, so it wasn't really expensive to begin with, but you know, I wasn't paying, you know, 16 bucks for a card. So when it went down in price, I managed to grab a few, and I have one in my binder. I have a couple in case I ever use it in a deck in the future for something fun, but now I have a complete collection of the third booster pack from the Digimon card game. But I would have either had to fight my way through countless more booster packs hoping to get one, or I can skip the long lines and buy the card for less than the cost of a single booster pack. Our penultimate tip comes in the name of the game itself. It is the One Piece trading card game. If you have a card that you don't need, and someone else you know has a card you do need, trade with them. It is a trading card game. You're always going to run into some people who are going to compare and contrast the prices of the cards online to make sure everyone is paying their proper amount, but at the end of the day, trading cards is absolutely free and is the definite cheapest way of getting cards. And finally, the best tip that I have to give for getting into a card game and gaining more cards: when people ask, hey, what do you want for your birthday? Oh, hey, Christmas is coming up. What do you want? Tell them cards. Tell them you want cards. If they're family, if they're friends who live close by and they're not into card games, tell them to sign up with your local game shop. Maybe they'll even let you combine yourselves onto one account, or they'll give your name and the points will go onto your account. You'll even get points for money you didn't even spend, and then the money that was spent will be put back to you because you're the one getting the cards. Nice. Just be sure that the way the account is set up, it doesn't actually reveal what was purchased using your account. Otherwise, you're going to spoil the surprise on Christmas and your birthday. So there you have it. Those are 10 different tips, 10 different ways to save money while still getting a lot of cards if you're a collector, or getting a lot of competitive cards if you're going to be a competitive player. We still have quite a few months before the card game comes out stateside, but now we're starting to see English cards starting to shove their way into the world. Anime Expo just gave out a few, and I know there's those promo packs. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's in those. I unfortunately was not able to get my hands on them, but I'm very hopeful that the promo packs will show up elsewhere than just a single convention that not everyone could have gone to. I mean, it's all the way in California. That's nuts. But let me know in the comments if you have any money saving tips, if you have any recommendations for other people to try and get into the card game without completely destroying their bank account, or taking out a mortgage, or starting a second job, or selling their blood. Although, anyways, thank you for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video. This is the Hero of Julios, Xing out.